Well, hello there, and welcome to the Year of the Raven. So the Witchwood expansion has just dropped for Hearthstone. I had to wait for 20 minutes in line to enter the game, but we're in. And now I can open my packs. All 90 of them. Let's open them. I already got one legendary, and that was the Mage Toki Tinkerer, I believe was her name. Her battle cry is give you a random wild legendary. But now it's time to find new legendaries. But of course we're gonna have to open a whole bunch of packs with just normal stuff in there first. So let's do that. Now within our first 10 we're guaranteed another legendary. So I'm kinda hoping for that that Battlecry Jabberwocky card. Oop, there's our first one. Alright. It's the Rogue one. Replace every card from another class you've played this game. Oh, replay every card from another class you've played this game. That's kind of fun. The stats are really not good, but you could still have some pretty interesting plays with that. Alright, let's keep going. Golden cards are good because I do want to craft all the things that I want, since I doubt I'll be getting all of the legendaries that I'm looking for here just by opening these 90 packs. And we do have a lot of epics we need to get as well. Town Crier is a very powerful card. It's a 1-cost, decently statted minion with card draw, specific card draw, which is always better than just standard card draw. Baleful Banker. Choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy of it into your deck. Alright, that's pretty good just for getting more copies of legendaries in your deck. Most specifically for that that Jabberwock card that repeats every battle cry. He will be a lot of fun. Rare. Gotten a lot of that Woodcutter's Axe. Alright, I need epics and I need legendaries. Let's go. Just a lot of boring packs. But we'll have a lot two of the same rare. We'll have a lot of dust to work with. Draw of Rush. Oh, again, another one of the very powerful 1-drops for Warrior. Golden rare. What other cards am I looking for? Of the neutral legendaries, I think I'm really just interested in the one that makes 1/1 copies of whatever cards you draw. That could be fun. It's not a super high power level expansion, and that's because it's the first of the new set. They tend to get more powerful as time goes on. Destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health. So that's a really good card. I like that one. I like cards that make me make it possible to turn a losing match around. And that's certainly that one right there. Make a decent trade with a minion. Sacrifice what's left of the minion. Use that guy to finish off another minion. Real lack of epics and legendaries here, game. Come on. should have enough dust after this is over to craft whatever I'm missing, though. There's an epic. Draw an elemental from your deck. That could be good. Minion Mage is probably going to be a thing. Ooh, ooh. Hey, Hagatha! Alright, that's pretty good. It is the other legendary for that class I want, but I did also want Hagatha. I am kind of interested in having a deck that has 2 Death Knights in it. Which will only be possible with that class right now. Then I'll have one for evolutions and one for spells. Oh my god, Woodcutter's Axe, please. I have so many of you. Ooh, a golden epic. Draw an elemental from your deck. So with Minion Mage being probably a thing, and I imagine elementals being... Ooh, 2 epics, 1 golden. I gotta finish my thought. Elemental minions being probably the way to go there. That's probably a decent card. What we were just looking at here. After a friendly minion dies, add a random shaman spell to your hand. It's a neutral. So that's interesting. Get shaman spells everywhere. Hidden Wisdom. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, draw 2 cards. Not bad. I would almost certainly dust that and make a non-golden version. Because I dust most of my golden cards. I'd rather have all the things I want than have a bunch of things that I sort of only want that are gold. They're much more useful to me as normal cards. Worgen Abomination. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other damaged minions. Alright. Not great stats, and not good enough to be... Oh! Prince Liam. Just transform all 1-cost cards in your deck into legendary minions. So that's not that bad. I mean, the stats are alright. Not great stats, but like the bare minimum you're looking for is if it's a 5-cost, 5/5. But a pretty powerful effect. You know, and in the late game, drawing a bunch of 1-cost cards is not very good. But in the late game, drawing legendaries is very good, so that's a pretty decent effect right there. Can't remember what the other mage legendary was. So I got the one for opening the game today. Don't remember what the other one was. Whatever, we'll be looking at all the legendaries and the epics at the end here. A lot of golden cards to smelt down. Bog Shaper. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a minion from your deck. So the stats are not good, but the effect with Hagatha is very good. Since Hagatha's going to be giving you a whole bunch of random shaman spells, a lot of shaman spells are pretty cheap. Play this guy, play a few spells. If he survives another turn, really get value out of him. It's a good way to trade away the not great spells you've gotten and pull in those minions you need. That is a gross looking leech. Golden common. Gotta open so many packs. Ooh, another epic. Mossy Horror, Battlecry, destroy all other minions with 2 or less attack. So it's a Shadow Word Horror, which is a 4-cost spell. For 2 more mana, we get a 2/7 body. Problem is, on turn 6, it's not as great as on turn 4. It's not a terrible card, but I doubt we'll be seeing very much of it around. And no longer are we getting the axe, we're getting that stupid sword that we just had on screen. Ooh, ooh. Another town crier. It was exciting when I got 2 of you, but now I don't want to see you anymore. Now you're just dust. Doubles of it again. Refresh your hero power. Yep. Ah, these delightfully boring packs. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. Not bad for a common. I guess we're gonna have a lot of those boring packs. I should probably take a moment to look at a few. Oh, hey, an epic card. Oh, it's the Nightmare Amalgamum. I kind of wanted to look at the art more because it's half Murloc, half mech, half elemental, half demon, half dragon, half beast, half pirate, half totem. It's all the things. Spell damage +1. If your deck has only odd cost cards, draw a card. That's right, odd mage might be a thing this expansion. Or just odd classes in general, because I believe both of the even odd legendaries are neutrals. Another Baleful Banker. Nothing too exciting there. Oh, we should make fun of... next time we see it, we'll poke fun at it. Nothing too exciting there. Now this guy will probably be seeing some play. Destroy all enemy secrets. Neutral card. I guess it's because we're losing a bunch of things. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if Secret Eater is rotated out, but it probably did. I feel like that was Whispers. Oh! Aha! Shudderwock, yes! Alright, this is really what I was here for. Was just Shudderwock. I really just wanted Shudderwock. And, lucky for us, Snap Freeze is here. Freeze a minion if it's already frozen, destroy it. It's a better version of Shatter. Like, it's just not even hiding it. It's just better than Shatter, which means a card that no one played before will really not be played now. Ah, but anyway, very excited for Shudderwock. Repeat all other battle cries from cards you've played this game, targets chosen randomly. You could make copies of him using stuff like Serenade Chain Gang. You could put a copy of him back in the deck with the guy we've been looking at before, Baleful Banker. A lot of fun things you could do with Shudderwock, so I'm very excited to mess around with him. Getting most of the things I was interested in, so that's good. And then I'll just craft a couple of things I have tangential interest in, and I'll have a fun time. Bogshaper. We've already seen him. Oh, I've pressed the button instead of pressing spacebar. Golden Common. Discover a Battlecry minion. And it's for Shaman, the class that has the Battlecry card. I'll definitely be making just a stupid... He's like the new Yogg Saron for me, and I had a lot of fun with Yogg when Whispers first came out. Right up until they nerfed Yogg, and then I stopped having fun with him. Because him killing himself, stopping the effects, happened too often for me. Oh, I forgot to look at Arsenal. Whatever. Oh, another one! The Glass Knight. Whenever you restore health, gain Divine Shield. Well, that's not bad at all. A 4/4/3 is not great stats, but Divine Shield makes up for those not great stats. And restoring health is not exactly hard to do as Paladin, which means you can keep this Divine Shielded forever. Of course, once it's your opponent's turn, if they have 2 minions on the board, you're probably going to have to say goodbye to the Glass Knight. But honestly, if you have it, it's just going to probably end up in your deck. It's one of those cards I wouldn't go out of my way to craft, but if I get one, I just put it in all my decks. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, give it Poisonous. Not bad. Like, again, not great stats, but there are a lot of 1-cost minions for Hunter. There are multiple 1-cost minions that make copies of themselves for Hunter. Or just the one with the cats. But regardless, easy to fulfill, and if you have that quest... Did quest cycle out? Oh my god, I don't remember what... No, quests are still here. Or did they cycle out? No, they're still here. Ungoro is still in. It was Mean Streets that cycled out. So yeah, the Hunter quest gives you just a whole bunch of 1-cost cycle minions that will now have Poisonous. Real good. I am interested in the Sake as well. Add a random dragon to your hand. It's a 1/0/3. So, for Paladin that is able to buff things real easy, and other classes that can buff easily, this is pretty good, especially for a common. Nothing too exciting there, just some of the new Echo minions. I assume if you're watching this, you've watched other videos, so you already are aware of the Echo mechanic, but just in case you haven't, Echo is the new keyword here, the new power that's in this expansion. If I play this 2-cost card that has Echo, I add a random card to my hand from your opponent's class. So it's just play this, I get a card from my opponent's class, and then I could play this card again. I can keep playing this card until I'm out of mana. So if it's turn 10 and I have nothing else to do for some godforsaken reason, I could play this 5 times and get 5 cards. This is the only Echo card currently on screen, but I'm sure we'll have another one momentarily. And that's why we're seeing a couple of cards that have the play 3 cards in a turn requirement, because there is so much Echo. It makes it easy to fulfill that requirement. No Echoes here. It's only after I say there's a lot of them that we won't find any. Of course not. Of course. Taunt, Battlecry. If your deck has only odd cost cards, gain +2/+2. So a 4/8 for 5 is pretty good with taunts. Not the best, but certainly not bad. Taunt, Battlecry. Lose 1 health for each card in your opponent's hand. But the stats are outrageous. 3/12 for 5. Goodness me. For opponents playing an aggressive hand, which, if they're playing aggro, is when you're going to want this card, then you won't take very much damage at all. And then they have to get through 12 health worth of minion. So that's pretty crazy. No, I did it again. Echo, deal 1 damage to all minions. So you could just do this over and over again. Whenever you play an Echo card, gain +1/+1. Because it's 4 already, you're probably not going to get that many echoes out of it, but if it survives for a turn, you could really load up on echo the next turn. But I feel like just most of the combo cards that gain stats are just better? Rebuke. And the reason why I'm like just burning through the commons and rares as if they don't matter is by the time I'm done, I will have a playset of pretty much every common and every rare, so it's not too exciting to look at all of those, whereas epics and legendaries, we don't get that many of them, so it's fun to stop and look them over. Otherwise, this would take forever, and I really don't want to have a 5-hour long pack opening video. Just maybe like a 40-minute one at most. Book of Specters, draw 3 cards, discard any spells drawn. So 3 cards for 2 mana is like unheard of value. It is absurd. And if you're playing a deck that is primarily minions, say elementals, and you have the Death Knight in there, for 2 mana you're getting 3 playable cards, most likely, and even if you have spells in the deck, it's worth the risk. This is just a very good card. Like, perhaps too good. And I will have... Oh! Black Hell Gunspire. Can attack whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Interesting. It doesn't say random minion, so this could be face. It has 8 health, so they're probably going to have to trade more than one thing into it. And of course, warriors capable of hurting their own things a lot. So, if you're running a self-harm warrior deck, this is kind of an auto-include, but when's the last time you saw someone running that kind of deck? Regardless, now that I have it, I'll have to do something with it, so we'll see what we can do. Oh! Lady in White. Cast Inner Fire on every minion in your deck. Ooh. Not great stats, but depending on the kind of cards you're playing in there, could be very good. This is really something you have to build your deck around. Problem is, it's a battle cry, so you have to play this for that effect to happen. So the consistency would possibly be an issue here. And I don't think there's a way to tutor this into your hand. If you're able to play this on turn 6, broken card. If you're playing it on turn, like, 20, you're probably already dead. But regardless, now that I have it, I have to try and do something with it, so we'll mess around with it. Alright. Last pack. Ooh, an epic. Vivid Nightmare. Choose a friendly minion, summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. Oh, and then you can just heal it. Alright, I know I said 1 pack remaining, but I still have 500 gold. Let's just get 5 more. Alright. Can we get one last legendary in these final 5 packs? Very unlikely. Which is the exciting way. Oh, yes! I'm glad I bought those final 5 packs. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. Doll Master Dorian. This is the neutral that I was hoping to get, and now we have it. So that's nice. I mean, plopping that in a minion mage deck with that powerful draw mechanic, you could almost certainly get a bunch of 1/1 copies of useful cards. Although more exciting for death rattles. But with Yogg going away... Oh, sorry, not Yogg, N'Zoth. N'Zoth going away. Death rattles are slightly less exciting than they have been for the past 2 years. Very sad to see N'Zoth go. Our final pack is unfortunately a boring pack, but that's okay. We ended like we began, with a woodcutter's axe. Alright. A lot of new things in here. And a lot of new things in Wild, unfortunately. I miss you already. And if you're wondering, like, hey, that's weird, I've definitely gotten rid of all of my cards from certain sets. Because I didn't have very good ones in them, and I just wanted the dust. So I don't play Wild very much. Anyway, let's get a whole mess of dust here. Delicious. And I just want to look at the new set. So first off, what do we have for legendaries here? Let's turn on crafting. So we don't have, whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. Archmage Arugula. So it's not a bad card by any means. It's pretty good even. But I don't know if it's I need to craft it good. And I got Toki Time Tinkerer here, add a random legendary minion from the past to your hand, so something from the Wild set. I didn't get any of the Druid legendaries. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. So if I play this, I don't get to take advantage of its effect. My opponent does, and then they could kill it. So, a very crappy version of Aviana. Choose a friendly minion, add a 10/10 copy of that minion to your hand. It costs 10. So, some potentially good things for combos here. But again, I don't think I have anything that I could really synergize with that, so we're gonna not worry too much about it. Your other minions have Rush. That could be crazy for Hunter. And Battlecry, double the attack and health of all minions in your hand. Oh, it's kind of like in Shadowcraft, Shadowverse, the Dragoncraft deck, Dragoncraft Legendary, that does the same thing, but as a Death Rattle. So if you're able to play a Hunter deck that has a pretty full hand and makes it to turn 10... Ooh, it's a dragon. That's weird. So yeah, I could see some interesting and fun things happening here. Already did Mage. Paladin. We got both of the Paladins. So Glass Knight, Prince Liam. We've already looked at all of these. So that's fun. Got both of the legendaries there. Lady in White, we already looked at. And I'm almost certainly going to craft Chameleos because this card is hilarious. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a card your opponent is holding. So if this is in my hand, every turn I get a peek at what my opponent has in their hand, and that will let me know exactly what kind of deck they're playing, which will inform my playstyle. It's pretty super cool. Like, I really like this card. It also is helpful in, like, oh, if my Chameleos turns into, like, a removal card, I could play around that specific removal card. So, useless against, like, an aggro deck where, yeah, no shit, I know they're holding a whole bunch of super fast, aggressive minions, and now I have a crappy card that I can't really use well. But against other control matchups, this is super. Alright, Rogue, we already got Test Greymane. Replay every card from another class you played this game. Target's chosen randomly, so I think this could be pretty fun, and I'll definitely be doing something with it. And Face Collector, Echo. Battlecry, add a random legendary minion to your hand. So I could play this 3 times if it's on turn 9, and I get 3 legendary minions in my hand. Not sure if that's good enough to warrant crafting it, but we'll see. It might turn out to be a pretty powerful card. Thing is, there are a lot of really shitty minions that are legendary out there. Like, if I play this and I get a patches, I'm going to be very sad. And we got both Shaman legendaries. I think they increased the drop rate for legendaries. I've never gotten this many legendaries before in a pack opening. We got Hagatha, deal 3 damage to all minions. And then a new hero power is a passive hero power after you play a minion, add a random Shaman spell to your hand. So every minion you play gets you a spell, and as we saw, we open a minion that every time you cast a spell, you add a minion to your hand. So you could really build a deck around this to get maximum card draw and value out of it. So this could be a very powerful situation. And Shudderwock, crazy. Like, I guarantee you this card is ridiculous, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it going forward. Warlock, I didn't get any of the Warlock cards. Minions in your hand have Echo, so just apply Echo to everything. If it survives for long enough to take advantage of it, it being a 6-cost card here, then you could certainly do some pretty fun things. But they're already making fun of it in their own text description here. Summon an unlimited number of minions, *, 6 wisps. You play him for 6 mana, you don't have that much mana left over, Wisp costs 0, you can make 6 copies of Wisp. They're already making fun of how not great this could be in some situations. And then Lord Godfrey, deal 2 damage to all other minions. If any minion die, repeat this battle cry. So, just the best board clear in the game right here, with a body attached to it. And for 7 mana, you could play this before you have to worry about Twisting Nether. Like, this is just a crazy card. I might craft this guy, just because I do like playing Warlock. Warrior. So we got Black Hell Gunspire. It can attack. Anytime it takes damage, it does 3 damage to something on the opponent's side, be it their face or a minion. So this could be good in a fun hurt yourself warrior, or perhaps even a control warrior deck. Like slap on the warrior Death Knight, slap this on the board, and then start doing damage. So we'll see what we can do with that. We didn't get Darius Crowley. Rush, after this minion attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. It's good, but I don't know if it's legendary good. Like, there are non-legendary cards in Shadowverse that do the same thing. And on to neutral. We only got Dollmaster Dorian here. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. Pretty good. We did not get Gen Greymane. Start of game, if your deck has only even cost cards, your starting hero costs 1. So, good. Not sure if it's worth hampering your deck like that, though. On the other hand, there's Baku the Moon Eater. Start a game if your deck has only odd cost cards, upgrade your hero power. Now, an upgraded hero power is way better than a hero power that costs 1. In my opinion. Like, for 1 mana healing 2, that's alright. For 2 mana healing 4 is simply better. So yeah, I think I prefer Baku the Moon Eater here. That being said, I'm not sure if I'll be crafting either of those. We'll see. If it looks like it's a really fun deck, the even and odd decks, then maybe I'll craft one or both. Azalina Soul Thief. Replace your hand with a copy of your opponent's hand. So, the stats are horrible. Just 3/3 for 7 is terrible, but that battle cry, if you're playing an aggro deck and you're just dumping your hand repeatedly and you've run out of card draw but you have this in hand, and your opponent's playing a control deck and they have a friggin' giant hand, pull out this on the table and suddenly you have a brand new full hand and a terrible 3/3 body. But the important thing is now you have a powerful, high-value hand all of a sudden, and you're going to continue drawing into your aggro cards. So, could be good. It's really situational. I think it's more of a card for aggressive decks. And even then, if you're playing in an aggressive deck, it's a 7-cost card for aggressive decks, so it's going to be a dead turn that's just about refilling your hand. And it also means you haven't won already. Like, a lot of decks that are aggressive are trying to win by turn 7. And lastly, Countess Ashmore. Battlecry, draw a Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle card from your deck. So it's kind of a replacement for, the Curator, which has left standard. That was Karazhan. Karazhan's gone now. And the Curator was a Murloc, a Dragon, and a Beast. So, and a Taunt. And the Taunt is just better value, I think. So this is not great stats without the benefit of Taunt. On the plus side, it's a better draw. Like, Rush, Lifesteal, Death Rattle, those are better minions because it's a much broader category to work with. Like, any Rush minion you want in your deck, any Lifesteal minion, like, you could build the deck around having one really good or two really good Rush minions, one or two really good Lifesteal minions, one or two really good Death Rattle minions, and if you play Countess, sure, she's not a great thing to do with your turn for that kind of body, but you are drawing 3 specific cards. And in the future, we might have combos that rely on certain Death Rattle or certain Lifesteal minions, and suddenly this card will be much more valuable. So, definitely interesting there. So, things I might craft going forward, it might be an even or odd or both, depending on how things start looking going forward. Probably not going to craft that. I will probably craft Lord Godfrey. I already got both of you. I don't think I care about that card. Chameleos is almost certainly being crafted. I don't think I need Arugula, but he might be a very good card for that minion mage archetype that they're pushing. Maybe Emerus. Like, if I could put a Control Hunter deck together, this could be the ultimate finisher. Well, itself is not a finisher, but it turns every card in your hand into a potential finisher, so this could be pretty interesting. It's really maybe Splintergraft will happen. Maybe. Really just for the potential of a neat combo situation. I guess on the other hand, not looking at it from a combo situation, you could put a 1/1 rush, not a rush, a charge boar in your hand, like one of the most basic cards of all time. Play on turn 9, play that, play this, add a 10 cost copy, and then you have 10 minion. You have a 10 attack charge minion in your hand then. So you could create a finisher, like, basically. Just choose a charge minion and make a finisher out of it. So that's potentially pretty good. It's just the cost being 10 makes me think that it'll be tricky. But honestly, like, it's this is garbage compared to that. This is the only one that's even close to being worthwhile here in Druid. Alright, what did we miss for Epic? So we have 1 of the Gloomstag. So I'm going to 1/1 Wisp for each card in your hand. Well, for 4, you can get 7 minions. That's not bad. So I'll probably be getting some Whispering... Yeah, it's Whispering Woods. I feel like there should be a better pun there, but whatever. We have 1 Toxmonger. Rat Trap, I'll probably be crafting 2 of these. Because a 6/6 for 2 is crazy, and with Echo, I imagine everyone's going to be playing 3 cards often. Book of Specters will definitely be crafting a second one of those. Discover a secret, put it onto the battlefield. I feel like there are better ways to cheat a secret onto the battlefield, but I'm also not sure what's rotated away, so this might be the one you want. Why does Paladin get 3? Oh, it's because this one's animated. I'll have to be getting rid of all of my golden cards soon. Anyway, this is a really good secret. I'll definitely be making 2 of those. Cathedral Gargoyle. If you're holding a dragon, gain Taunt and Divine Shields. I don't know if Paladin's going to be going with a dragon deck situation, but you never know. Future expansions might change that, so this might go from being okay to great. But a 2/2 for 2 that may or may not have Divine Shield isn't bad. Like, it's just a decent card that could get better. We have 2 Vivid Nightmares. Choose a friendly minion, summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. So, things that have powerful death rattles, this is a great card. Glitter Moth. If your deck has only odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions. Now that's interesting because we have that 6 cost legendary that we got that'll play Inner Fire and everything. So if we go for an odd only deck with that in there, Glitter Moth can double the health of everything, which essentially means I'm going to be doubling the attack of everything with that legendary. So that could be a good combo right there, but it really depends on can we make that consistent. Lifesteal, whenever you play a card from another class, gain +1 durability. It's good, but I mean, Kingsbane is already a thing. Wanted, deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a coin to your hand. 3 damage for 4 is real shit. The only thing I like about this is, like, it's a very tasty card. As far as like flavor is concerned, is a wanted sign. You get a coin for killing the minion. It's a bounty. That's like great. It's a great design for a card, but maybe not a great card. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I think we're going to be seeing a much better removal spell, which I think is not even an epic now that I think about it. We'll see if we see it soon, otherwise we'll have to find it. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a minion from your deck. We already took a look at that. We have 2 of it. I think it's going to be a very good combination card with a new legendary. Death Knight, rather. Totem Cruncher. This card is terrible. Taunt. Battlecry. Destroy your totems. Gain +2/+2 for each destroyed. If you have that many totems on the board, then you could probably be better served by replacing this with something that gives all of your totems attack value. Rather than removing them all. And having 1 target that'll die. Battlecry, destroy. Oh, we've already looked at Ratcatcher. I think this is a fantastic card. Deathweb Spider. If your hero took damage this turn, gain lifesteal. Huh. I mean, you could always choose to take damage on your turn. That's easy to do as a warlock. So this is probably just a good card. Town Crier, yep, broken. Deadly Arsenal. Reveal a weapon from your deck, deals attack to all minions. Well, I guess you can put this in there, put a specific weapon in there just for its value for Deadly Arsenal, but I don't know if it's great enough that we would build around it. Also, why this is broken? It's a 1-cost 1/2 that draws a rush minion. Like, it's just real good. And then the neutrals. I guess there is no 1-cost neutral epic. Belphamenka really talked about, really good. We've already looked at Nightmare Amalgamum, but I did want to look at the art more. Creepy. Voodoo Doll, choose a minion. Death Rattle, destroy the chosen minion. Not very good. Like, stat-wise, it's a very slow way to remove something. We already looked at these guys. Muck Hunter, rush. Summon 2 2/1 Mucklings for your opponent. That's not terrible. It's not good enough that I'm going to craft it, but if your opponent has a full board, you get this for full value without them getting their bits. And we're almost done. We already looked at these guys. It's just Splitting Fester Root. Death Rattle. Summon 2 2/2 Splitting Saplings. The Splitting Saplings that are 2/2s also become 1/1s when they die. Which means we're getting so much fucking value over so many minions. So for 8, we get a 4/4, who then gives us 2/2/2s. So we're getting another 4/4 value, and when those die, we get another 4/4. So we're getting 12/12 worth of stats for 8 spread out over so many bodies. This card is crazy. I'll definitely be making a playset of these guys. You know, we didn't see the card I was looking for. So I do want to find that real quick. I think it's a priest spell. Could be a mage. Nope. This will all make sense soon. Wasn't a paladin spell. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a copy of it to your hand. So, for 4 mana, deal 3 damage. If it dies, get a coin. Versus 5 mana, just 1 more mana. It does 1 more point of damage. And you don't get a coin if it kills it. You get that minion. You could choose to take your opponent's most powerful card if you're able to weaken it enough that 4 is a lethal amount of damage. I think this spell is ridiculous. Very excited about that. And we're not going to look at every other card here, because there's too many of them. I will make all the blue glows and number 1s go away, though. Anyway, that was opening 95 booster packs. We got a pretty decent number of legendaries, a pretty decent number of epics, and we had a pretty decent amount of fun. I'll probably be messing around with the new solo content in the not-too-distant future. I'll be putting together some dumb decks in the not-too-distant future. And I still have a bunch of Shadowverse stuff that we'll be doing as well, so look forward to the rush of card game content via Shuffle Junkies, because it's new expansion season, and that's just what happens. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you around. Bye.